Okay, that's not working. Whoa, Jesus. Oh, this one's gonna be hard. Could have thought about that a little bit more. Ah! Something always has to go wrong. Alright, that looks so much better. I'm so tired of my van breaking down while I'm trying to build it. Why can't I get it? Alright, so obviously I took a long break from building the van. So about 3 months ago, I was building and I was staying on track. And then one day I was driving home from the shop and I was stopped at a red light. When I started to speed up, I heard like screech and like jolting, and I was in the middle of a busy intersection and my van was like boom, 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 boom. I investigated and my transmission was shot. And I proceeded to use all the money that I had saved up for the van build on fixing the transmission. I decided to go with the remanufactured transmission. It needed to be shipped in from like halfway across the country. When the order went through, I was like tracking the shipment every day, trying to like get my van built before summer, because that was always the plan, that I would like take 3 months and build my van and then be on the road and be living in it and have like the best summer ever. So yeah, it didn't work out that way. It was like 3 days past when it was supposed to be shipped and it still wasn't shipped yet. So I started to contact the company, and what had happened is that it got lost in the shipping process, which doesn't really make sense to me how such a large package could get lost in the mail, but it did. It ended up taking about a month for it to come, and then it took like 2 more days by an amazing small mechanic. He just put it in really quick. It was now like a couple weeks into summer and my van was looking like this, and now I had no money. So I couldn't keep building. I knew about an opportunity in Wyoming for a job that is like with my degree, which is wildlife management. And so I went out there and I did field work, and I ended up earning back the money. Yeah, now that takes me to where I'm at now, and I finally have time and a space and some tools, thanks to like all the people in my life that care about me and like support me so much. I'm like so grateful. Most of these things are borrowed, and this space is a garage now that I'm working in, because before I was like working in a parking lot with tons of businesses, working in like a parking space. The space was very slanted and it was right next to a high school, so every day the high schoolers would get off school and like pester me, and it was a bad, and I think a lot of what I've built so far is like crooked. The spot just like magically like was presented to me just so I could use it for a little bit, and yeah, it's a nice big garage and I'm so grateful. So everything's fallen into place. There's a little story time of how I've gotten to the point I'm at right now. So today we're gonna build the ceiling. Let's begin. Okay, so I think this size screw is the exact right length. Got you. Hey, I did it. The furring strips are in the ceiling. I'm really happy about it. For some reason, this has always been such an overwhelming part of the build, like putting the furring strips in the ceiling particularly. I don't know, something about it just really overwhelmed me. But they're in now, and I'll give you guys a look. Yeah, I just hope that my placement works. So we'll see.
So I placed 4 furring strips on each of the metal crossbars running across my ceiling, and then at the very front there, I left a gap for the wiring for the solar panels to run within.
My friend made me this beautiful frame for my fan. However, it's not sitting at the right height, as you can see, so I'm going to add, I did the math, I hope it's right. It might be screwed up because these are also crooked, but I'm gonna add some height here and then put the frame on, and it has this tiny lip that I measured that I hope the cedar planks are gonna sit and hide. This tiny, tiny lip is gonna hide the edges of the cedar planks. We'll see how this goes. Good morning, it's the next day. Let's test the fit. Okay, I think it's gonna work. Maybe not super perfect, but probably imperceptual imperfections. Okay, I'm back in the shop. The goal for today is to seriously finish the ceiling because I feel like it's taking way too long. I think I'm gonna have to take apart this wall in order to wire the lights behind it, but it's kind of good because this part right here, I hate that part. That is the worst part. That's the worst thing I've ever done in my life. This will be the last wiring that I do, so I'm really happy about that because, yeah, electrical is no joke. I think it's the hardest part of the van build for sure. Okay, time to wire the negative now. I ran out of wire, so I just got back from Home Depot. Okay, I finished wiring the lights. I double checked that they worked by taking each end here and I stripped the wire and then I touched it to the positive and negative of my battery, and they all work and they're really bright too, so that's great. And now I'm gonna take a quick break from the lights. The next things that I'm gonna do with the lights is to do the switch and then connect it to my fuse box. But before that, I'm gonna put Havelock wool in all of these gaps. I'm done insulating, and now I'm going to figure out how to wire this light switch and put it behind my wall. The idea is to take this piece out a little and string the wires down. Okay, I can't believe it, but the switch is, the maximum panel thickness is 3/16 of an inch, and my panel is 4/16 of an inch, and I just drilled a hole in it. Okay, I'm gonna drill a big hole and try to fit this whole thing in the hole. So this is my only option. So I hope it works, or I'm gonna have a lot of extra work ahead. Oh my god, it worked, yay. So I met someone recently who had a big impact on me just because of the way they think. When there was a problem, he would just think about it and then solve it. And it sounds really simple, but in the new age of technology and everything, right when there's a problem, I grab my phone and I look up how to fix it. I've been changing my way of fixing things, and it's really impacted the van build. And yeah, things like that. A couple months ago, I would have just looked up, I would have been searching on my phone probably for a long time, figuring out how to fix it. When the knowledge is within, I just need to stop reaching for my phone and trying to make it think for me. I'm so tired of my van breaking down while I'm trying to build it. I think I wired it all correctly and it's done. So I'm gonna turn on my solar system and then I'm gonna check the light switch. Panels. It works. Oh my god, it's too good. It's like really beautiful. god, it's really not easy to line up hung and groove. Maybe that was dumb. Okay, the ceiling is officially done. And I'm really proud of myself. It's like, you know, if you look closely at my whole van, there's imperfections everywhere. So there's some imperfections. I left like the edges of each open because I'm still like not really sure what I'm gonna do there yet. You know, everyone says like plan your van build before you do it. There was no chance I was gonna plan my van build before I did it because I had no clue what I was doing. It just needs to happen as it's going, and that's the way it is. I love cedar so much, and I love just like natural wood, if you guys can't tell already. So now that the ceiling's done, I want to share with you guys what I would have done differently if I was building it for the first time, and maybe this can be helpful for all of you guys that are building your vans. The first thing that I wish I did differently is I used the Ace Goo lights from Amazon. I'm going to link everything I used down in the description. In the instruction manual, it had the option to cut out a hole for the light that was 2¼ inch or 2½ inch. And I chose 2½ inch, not sure why. Now when I'm driving around, the light is like sliding in the hole, and sometimes you can see the edge of where I cut the hole and I have to like move it back. So I wish I cut a smaller hole. I also wish with the lights, when I spray painted them the copper, I think it looks really good, but I didn't spray paint the edges of the lights, so you can still see the white there, and I don't really like that. Another thing I wish I did differently is in the front, I wish I cut the boards just a little bit longer so that when you're looking, you can't see the wool underneath, and you can just see the board going until it's like out of sight. I cut them like a little bit too short so you could see the wool. So probably what I'm gonna do is put Velcro and press the boards and the headliner against each other. Other than that, I love my ceiling. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to the next video. I should be building my bed next. Future Sasha, please build your bed next, and I'll make a video about that.